Value people on the basis of their humanity and nothing else. Treat people with respect. Be fair to all. Show concern. Tolerate every human being as you want to be tolerated.
The right to dignity or human dignity, as you may say, is a threshold right under the fundamental rights generally. It is recognized under the Constitution, it's recognized under many human rights charters, including the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights.
Welcome to Transparency Files, ICPC's weekly television program. I am your host, Hawasani Garba. Corruption isn't just an economic crime. It's a direct attack on human dignity. When it takes root, essential services like healthcare, education, and security deteriorate, leaving the most vulnerable members of our society at risk. Today, we will be exploring how the fight against corruption is fundamentally a fight to protect lives and preserve human dignity. We will also highlight the ICPC's ongoing efforts to promote fairness, justice, and accountability in governance. But first, here are some anti-corruption headlines from around the country with Ruth Awodi.
Welcome to this segment on anti-corruption stories. I am Ruth Awodi. ICPC has arraigned the former sole administrator of Sakaba local government area in Kebbi State, Abubakar Bawa Makuku, alongside his Director of Finance and Supply, Ahmed Abdullahi Fakai, over an alleged 54 million naira contract fraud. The duo were docked before Justice E. Gako of the Federal High Court sitting in Birnin Kebbi. They were charged with abuse of office, fraudulent contract awards, and financial misconduct. According to the three-count charge, Ahmed Abdullahi Fakai was accused of unlawfully withdrawing 54 million naira in cash from the coffers of Sakaba local government in 6 tranches of 9 million naira each, allegedly in an attempt to circumvent financial reporting protocols. The second defendant, Abubakar Bawa Makuku, allegedly corruptly enriched himself with 10 million naira reportedly diverted from funds earmarked for official engagements in the local government. He is also accused of awarding contracts without following due process. At the arraignment, the two defendants pleaded not guilty to all the charges preferred against them by ICPC. Prosecuting counsel Hamza Sani informed the court of ICPC's readiness to proceed with trial and urged the court to fix a clear date for commencement. Defense counsel J.D. Adeyemi moved for bail on behalf of the defendants, which was not opposed by the prosecution. The matter was adjourned for commencement of hearing. In another development, ICPC has underscored the pivotal role of technology in combating corruption and improving service delivery within the Nigeria Immigration Service, NIS. Speaking at the opening ceremony of a 2-day nationwide sensitization campaign held at the NIS headquarters in Abuja, themed Increased Digitization and Consolidated Innovations for Efficient and Transparent Services. ICPC Chairman Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu SAN, represented by the Commission spokesperson Mr. Demola Bakari FSI, highlighted key areas of concern including recruitment fraud, unethical practices in passport processing, and misconduct in port operations.
As the NIS increases the digitization of its processes and adopts innovations to enhance the effectiveness of its operations and efficient service delivery, NIS is encouraged to consolidate by sharing some thought for using the same process to enhance the cybersecurity of its recruitment portal, the performance management system, the whistleblowing mechanism, as well as strengthening the NIS public complaint handling system. If these are faithfully done, citizens will soon begin to openly testify that a new and more efficient NIS is born.
Declaring the sensitization campaign open, the Comptroller General of NIS, Kemi Nana Nanda, reaffirmed the service's critical role in national security, border management, and the facilitation of seamless migration. She emphasized that integrity, transparency, and efficiency are not just ideals, but necessities for NIS operations.
As we gather here today, I want to emphasize that corruption is a menace that undermines the very fabric of our society. It erodes trust, it discourages investments, and it impedes our collective progress. However, I am proud to say that NIS has been working tirelessly to eliminate corruption and ensure efficient service delivery.
The sensitization campaign is part of a broader effort to deepen reforms, foster accountability, and deliver transparent services to Nigerians. That will be all on this segment. Transparency Files continues with Hawa. Stay with us.
Oh yeah, bring your 200 naira. I no get change, oh.
My son, na only 100 naira I get. I beg, help me now.
Who be your son? Pay your complete money or you go down. Now you buy this bus for me.
Come, madam. If you no get change, come out the car. We no do again. Come out. What's in the other one?
Leave her. I'll pay for her. You don't have to violate her human dignity simply because she cannot afford a fare.
What you just did there reminded me of the good old days when human dignity was placed above any gain in our workplace. We used to treat each other with respect and self-worth. What defined us as people then was our respect for humanity. How those values and virtues were lost is still puzzling to me, but your action gives me hope that a rebirth of our moral values is possible. Always show care and concern for other people. Even if you don't know them, we must be fair and just to all manner of people, rich or poor, young or old.
You're right, Baba. We all need to be reminded of the importance of treating each other with respect and dignity.
This message is brought to you by the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission.
One of the Commission's key responsibilities is raising awareness that corruption and its consequences are direct violations of human rights. Funds earmarked for public welfare, when diverted or misused, deprive citizens of basic services, widening inequality and deepening suffering. Through its National Ethics and Integrity Policy, the Commission emphasizes the critical role of human dignity in shaping societal values and morals. Recently, Transparency Files spoke with the head of the Ethics, Values and Community Engagement Unit at the ICPC, who shed more light on this important issue. Take a listen.
The National Ethics and Integrity Policy has basically 7 core values, and human dignity is actually core value number 1. Very important. What does the human dignity value say? It says it's a core value of human dignity. As a core value, human dignity shall be translated and conserved through the following other values. I am reading from the policy itself. Importance of the individual human being, fairness, justice, respect for persons, sense of humanity, tolerance of the other person, freedom, equity, acceptance, care and concern. Every human being, regardless of status, creed, whatever, desires and deserves respect. But not every human being is willing to give that respect which he desires and for himself, which of course he truly deserves as a human being. We have situations in Nigeria and the world where some people think that because you work for them, or you work in an organization where they are superior to you, superior in terms of rank within the organization, they now think you are inferior to them in terms of your humanity. It is wrong. What makes a director think he can keep his secretaries, his clerks, his driver, and others way beyond office hours when they are not doing anything, simply because he doesn't want to go home yet, even when the day's work has come to an end? He keeps them there till 6, 7, 8. Doing what? They cannot go until he goes. And he will not give them permission to go. He doesn't think of their safety. Doesn't think of the odd times they'll have to go home. If you're working, sometimes it happens that you have to work late. It's a different matter altogether. But you leave what you're supposed to do as a director. You come to start working at 5 p.m. when people are supposed to be closing, and you ask the people in your office to wait till 10, which is when you want to close. You've not taken into account that these people are family people. These people might be constrained by transportation challenges. These people might be facing security issues within the neighborhood where they live. And why on earth should you make them work so late? Will you like it if you were made to work that late? You chose not to do your work at the time you're supposed to do it. You do not think about them as human beings. Value people on the basis of their humanity and nothing else. Treat people with respect. Be fair to all. Show concern. Tolerate every human being as you want to be tolerated. That is what this policy is preaching. That's what the core value of this policy is preaching.
If you are just joining us, welcome to Transparency Files. Mismanaged or stolen funds have devastating real-life consequences. Imagine a mother unable to access healthcare because the hospital's funds were embezzled, or a child forced to sit on a bare floor because the budget for school infrastructure was looted. These aren't just statistics, they are human lives. To discuss this further, we spoke with an expert in human rights and governance who shares insight on how corruption erodes human dignity and what can be done to rebuild trust in our institutions.
The rights to dignity or human dignity, as you may say, is a threshold right under the fundamental rights generally. It is recognized under the Constitution, it's recognized under many human rights charters, including the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights. Really very important. However, corruption is a phenomenon that could erode the enjoyment of this right in many ways. For instance, if you asked someone or a contractor to provide something like a hospital, and then it's either maybe they didn't provide that hospital, or rather maybe provide something which is substandard, that way the dignity that is meant to be preserved by the provision of that hospital will have been, eroded, abridged, or altogether destroyed. So it's important to avoid corruption in order to preserve the dignity of the human person. Part of the principles of data protection, for instance, is transparency, lawfulness, integrity, security, and all of those. So if we work by data, then it is possible to earn the trust of the citizens. Data also helps us in decision making. You know how many people actually need this hospital. For instance, we use an hospital. How many people are in this community? So how many beds are we supposed to provide in this hospital? You know, if it is data driven, it's important for us. Okay, there are children. How many children they have? Do we need more on the for children ward? Do you need more bed spaces for the maternity ward? You look at the demography of those in the community. All of these are driven, you know, by data, and we believe that if stakeholders come together, that is the governed and the people who govern, if they can come together and agree on some of these things, we'll be able to end the trust.
Welcome back now to the youth segment. Technology is one of the most powerful tools in the fight against corruption, especially in the hands of young people. This generation raised in a digital world can uncover hidden truths and imagine solutions others might overlook. In the dynamic world of ICT, they are often known as tech bros and ladies in tech. We caught up with our resident tech enthusiast to explore the innovative ways technology can be harnessed to promote transparency and accountability.
You cannot fight something manually that is digital. It cannot work that way. And what does technology do for you? It removes the idea of opacity. So basically, it removes the veil that is covering so many things. So when you have tech, there's transparency involved. That's the program says transparency files. So basically, using tech removes that. And in what sense? Now, let's take a dive into data analytics, for instance. You have large data coming into an organization, and technology helps you to analyze this data and removes, probably predicts, different ways which corruption takes place. For instance, in procurement, imagine if you remove human intervention in your procurement process using tech. Basically, it's really reduces the risk of corruption like immensely. You get to do lots of things using tech and remove human intervention. So you have minimal human intervention, which gives and reduces the idea of the opportunity for tech. So for fraud, sorry. So basically, when you're looking into corruption, we have opportunity, rationalization, and pressure. So when you take out one of these things, it minimizes corruption. So imagine if you take out opportunity from everything, meaning that people don't have the opportunity to even commit the crime in the first place. So that way, you almost as good as eradicate corruption.
Well, technology is one of the major tools in combating corruption. One, it helps its e-governance, whereby you tend to minimize the use of human interaction while working with files and other government documents. So it's going to have the audit trails, whereby any action you take within the system can later on be traced back to you, unlike how it's done in the manual method, whereby fire or natural disasters happen and you will end up seeing that there are files that have been disappeared. It also helps it fighting cybercrime. The technology has gone to a level whereby the whole world are now technology driven, like with the Gen Z generation now. Everybody is tech savvy. So crimes or criminals in the government sector are using technology in making sure that they try to bypass the manual process in which they are using. So with the help of technology, you are able to use digital forensics in tracing back where those actions are being taken. You can, your WhatsApp messages, your phone calls, all can be traced back to you.
I am a Nigerian, a highly cultured race. My culture abhors corruption, and with my integrity, a new Nigeria is possible. I say no to corruption today to build a future for my children. Join me and imbibe the culture of integrity to build a Nigeria of our dreams.
As we wrap up today's program, let's remember every life matters. Every stolen fund represents a lost opportunity to uphold human dignity. We must stay vigilant, demand transparency, and hold our leaders accountable. Before we go, here's an update on activities from our state offices.
Reports from Osun State reveals that Mr. Suleiman Laro of Public Enlightenment and Education Department has emphasized the importance of maintaining the purity of Ramadan by rejecting all forms of corruption at the recently organized sensitization lecture for Muslims at the Ikirun Central Mosque, Ifelodun. The lecture was organized by the ICPC in collaboration with the United Youth for Growth and Development, Ikirun, a registered NGO and a member of the Commission's National Anti-Corruption Coalition, NACC. He enlightened the congregation on the role of the ICPC, its mandate, and its unwavering commitment to fighting corruption in Nigeria. From Lagos State comes a report that the resident Anti-Corruption Commissioner, Mr. Chukura Alexander, led a team to pay a courtesy visit to the Federal Medical Center, Ebutemeta, to enhance collaboration between the two agencies. He called on the management and staff to uphold integrity and professionalism in their duties and emphasized the importance of fostering a culture of transparency and accountability. ICPC took part in a 2-day nationwide sensitization and awareness campaign themed Increased Digitization and Consolidated Innovations for Efficient and Transparent Services, organized by the Nigerian Immigration Service, NIS.
That's all for this week's episode of Transparency Files. Be sure to join us again every Friday at 6:30 p.m. on the NTA Network and NTA International. Together, let's continue championing justice and upholding every Nigerian's dignity. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged. I'm Hawasani Garba saying, bye for now.